What's up, YouTube? This is Mario Stanton, creator of the Black Atheist group on Facebook, back again with another topic. Today we're going to be talking about Facebook fame and haters. Now, uh, I just got my Facebook account reactivated after about 5 or 6 days of it being deactivated for being deemed a fake account. And there's a long story behind that, and I'm just going to give you the short overview of it. Basically, there was a fake account made that was lampooning me, and I reported to Facebook, and in the mix, Facebook thought that my account, which has been active for 7 years, which has a lot of like personal information, personal pictures and stuff like that, they deemed that a fake account, so they deactivated that account. And I had to do a few things to try to get that account reactivated. So the thing is about the whole scenario, about the whole situation, is that I never considered myself to be um, a famous person or even an important person, even in the land of Facebook. I know that um, maybe in some sort of way, Black Atheist was a big deal. Um, but Black Atheist is bigger than me, and is yes, my baby, and I pretty much take care of it. I nurture it, but there's a lot of other people who help me in that endeavor. Um, and there are many people who are involved in the whole process of a Black Atheist. I usually take kind of like I step back on Black Atheists for real. I let Black Atheists do their thing. Um, I only meant for Black Atheists to be a spot where we can become aware of each other, we can meet each other, and we can talk about things that we couldn't talk about on our regular Facebook pages. And for the most part, that's been going on. But there are some people who use Black Atheists as their regular Facebook page, and I guess use it to kind of garner some type of fame or whatever off of the Black Atheist membership, and that's okay. But the only thing that I've always asked of members of Black Atheists or anybody else is just to respect other people in the group. Is to be respectful, is to basically be grown up, be adults about the different topics or whatever that goes on in Black Atheists. And for the most part, people are cool about it, but there's usually a small minority of people who can't seem to get that through their minds. So as a result, they're removed from the group for basically excessively causing drama. And I guess they get mad at me, over it. Um, I well, it's Mario Stanton's fault that I was removed from the group for cussing out 8 different people and telling the admin to go to hell, or whatever. Whenever I get a warning about he should have took care of this or he should have took care of that a long time ago. And the deal is like I said before, I don't really spend that much time in the group. I really don't spend that much time on my personal page. I usually drop and just go, and then come back to it later on and see what kind of traffic is going on. I try to limit my Facebook, try to limit my Facebook time to sort of a minimum, because I got kids and wife and a life. So um, I don't try to spend too much time um, having arguments and uh, um, going over everybody else's stuff, whatever, with a fine tooth comb. Not to say that those who do don't necessarily have a life. You're kind of joking in a way, but um, saying that I just choose to spend my time on other things. That's it. Um, so I never really considered myself, to be famous. I never considered myself to be important, and to certain people, I guess I am important. You know, and hey, that just kind of flattering in a way. Um, I do understand that Black Atheist has allowed me to become a much more visible member of the atheist community. I now sit on the board of directors of American Atheists and things of that nature. But as far as I'm concerned, um, if these endeavors don't necessarily equal financial compensation, then they're just things that I'm passionate about, things that I do, basically to kind of like donate my time and energy towards something else. Um, they're not necessarily a come up, and like I said, I don't necessarily consider myself famous or anything like that because I haven't had people knocking down my door for speaking engagements and stuff. I've done a few interviews, but they haven't had speaking engagements and things of that nature. There's nobody inviting me to atheist conventions or whatever to do an hour long talk. So um, I kind of regard myself as just kind of like a foot soldier or something, or just another person in the movement. But you're gonna have people that's going to hate on you no matter what. Especially the more and more visible you become, the more and more your name is comes up in certain circles or whatever. More and more people are going to have criticism about things that you do, and criticism is cool. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. There are things that I could have done differently, even with Black Atheists. There are things that I think that can be different. There are ways that I go about doing things that can be different. I'm always up for criticism. I'm my own worst critic. I am not perfect. Um, but criticism is one thing, and lampooning is a totally different thing. Or, there's times when criticism no longer becomes constructive, and it can be viewed as like some type of childish endeavor, or some type of bullying, things of that nature. So, um, yeah, so the thing is about that sort of thing or whatever. When you have people who spend their time and energy basically making up fake accounts, or dedicating whole threads and posts or whatever to you, whatever, then it's the indication of two things: either you're doing something wrong or you're doing something right. And it's up for interpretation as to whether or not it is A or B. Me personally, I think it's a little bit of both. There have been things I've been doing wrong, and have I done them correctly? I think things would be a lot different as far as like my own stature and the movement or anything. Um, but there's also things that I'm doing right, and trying to protect the group from people who, quite frankly, are childish. They're not nice. They're disruptive. They're cancerous. Trying to protect the group from those people is the right thing to do. I will continue um, to do purges within the group, or allow my admin to remove people that they see fit, based on whether, based on their activity within the group or whatever. If you're bullying people, if you're causing disruption, if you're causing drama within the group all the time, whatever, you know, you will be removed. And that's just the way things are, or whatever. Black Atheist is bigger than Mario Stanton. It's bigger than the admin board, you know. Um, and I like to keep it like that. I like to uh, make it as inviting to other people, inviting to people, um, as possible. And I'm not going to change that for anyone. So that's all I have to say. Again, this is Mario Stanton, and everybody out there, be peace.